Hi guys, I know Wednesday's almost over, but do the hump day dance anyway! So today we're going to be talking about The Great Gatsby, which is a book that's very close to my heart, and I'm going to be telling you what I think about the movie that just came out. So if at any point in time what I'm saying is just making your blood boil with rage, the beauty of the internet is that you can go find something else to do. Click something else. Go look at something else. You don't have to listen to me if I'm just making your blood pressure skyrocket. So before I proceed, spoiler alert, if there is such a thing as spoilers for The Great Gatsby, maybe if you haven't read the book or you don't want to know what got left out from book to movie, you should stop watching right now. Unlike a lot of people I know, I actually really like The Great Gatsby. I know many people find it boring or don't like any of the characters, which is true. They're not particularly likable, but I absolutely adore this book. And part of that's probably because I love the way that Fitzgerald writes, and another part is that I absolutely love the 1920s. There's a lot of cool cultural art, literature, and stuff that comes out of this time period. The Harlem Renaissance is in full swing, and I just find it a really fascinating part of American history. So a few things I particularly like about the novel is sort of the enigma that is Jay Gatsby, and I like how he sort of severs himself from the written record and becomes sort of the ultimate self-made man and achieves what we would consider to be the ultimate American dream, yet he still isn't happy. I'm also really fond of the whole old money, new money sort of feud that's happening throughout the novel, and all of the really bad driving. So The Great Gatsby came to theaters about 2 weeks ago, and Leonardo DiCaprio is the Jay Gatsby of my dreams, but that being said, the movie was still mildly disappointing. In the beginning, when Nick would normally say, remember when you feel like criticizing anybody that not everyone has had the advantages in life that you've had, they shortened down that quote to just my father gave me the advice to always think the best of people, which takes all of the power out of that piece of prose. And for all of the other narrative portions that were left completely intact in the movie, I feel like that one was a really poor choice to sort of try to dumb down, which is probably a not nice way to put it, but that's what they did to it. And the other thing that I found horribly disappointing was that Jordan Baker being a bad driver was left out. I know that seems like a really insignificant portion of the overall story, but it does tie together the bad driving that happens, the accident that happens when two guests try to leave Gatsby's party, the accident that happens when Daisy hits Myrtle Wilson with her car, and I just feel like the whole people being reckless without care for other people's safety, both emotionally and physically, is a really big part of the novel, and leaving that out it upset me. It upset me a lot, probably more than it should have. But most of the acting was really phenomenal. Carey Mulligan is a fantastic Daisy. Joel Edgerton was much better as Tom Buchanan than I was expecting him to be. Tobey Maguire was an okay Nick Carraway, but I suppose Nick Carraway doesn't translate to screen very well in general, and I was really not a huge fan of him being in the sanitarium, but it does sort of decrease his credibility as a narrator, which I think is absolutely necessary for the film. While I found this film adaptation of The Great Gatsby mildly disappointing, it was less disappointing than the other two adaptations I've seen, which is the 1974 Robert Redford Mia Farrow version, and the early 2000s made-for-TV version that has Paul Rudd as Nick Carraway. So that being said, I want to know what book you really want to see made into a movie, or maybe what book you really hope no one ever makes a movie of because it will never, never, never live up to the standards that you have for it. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next week.